sargassum on the beach. Sunset setting behind the hotels. Got a low tide with a few shells popping there way out of the sand. Some storms are staying along the mainland and keeping our section of the beach partly cloudy, mostly clear, with a great sunset. Another spontaneous trip come over for the afternoon, and once again never disappoints. Just hoping for a little more of the cleaner water, but still a great day. Water's like bathtub water. Everybody's doing their shelling thing. Just checking out the coastline on this Saturday evening. A little bit of rumble and the thunders in the background. The forever changing beach we have here. Last time we were here, they had fresh sargassum and playing in the waters, checking out all the wildlife. But apparently the sargassum seaweed issue has moved on. I saw earlier today part of a Zodiac boat that washed up on the beach. Let's see if we can get back down to it. Here we are checking out a sunset on this great island. And we get lucky because if you're over on the mainland, it's a bit more cloudy and stormy. It's pretty cool going behind the clouds and the palm trees. Los hermanos, how are ya? Welcome to join. We are cruising around here on Sanibel Island, west coast of Florida. Boom. Thank you for joining. We're very fortunate here as far as the sargassum, because other places we've seen on the news, they're just piles, tons and tons of the seaweed. Here it's just kind of scattered. I don't know why we just lost signal for a minute, but we're back up, I think. Hopefully we're not going to have service issues tonight. The great sound of the waves in the background. Got a good ocean breeze, so there's no smell of seaweed. Every once in a while we are getting thunder rolling in from that storm over the mainland. So that is Fort Myers. And you work your way on down around to Marco, which is probably about there. I want to say that's Marco Island. And further out, you can't see it now. Sometimes you see it at nighttime, will be Key West. You ever wondered what the beaches look like underwater? This was all about 2 feet underwater a few hours ago. These are all the pieces of shells that are just below your feet. Everything's making a good comeback here from their storms a couple of years ago. One by one, they get back online. Had some big driftwood down the beach quite a ways. I'm not sure we're going to get back down there, but we'll give it a shot. But they've come a long way in a short amount of time. All this greenery's growing back. Getting all the sea grasses and the sea oats all coming back strong. All the housing on the beaches being reinforced and raised up as needed. And depending on where you're at on the island, you can get this sunset over the water. It's like a crescent-shaped island. And about 3 miles down the beach is when it shifts over to getting a sunset over the water. But we were not able to get to that end of the beach today. So quite a bit of a exaggeration from high tide to low tide. So we're about low there. I think it just started coming back in. And high tide will be all the way up here. Quite a difference. We've had some extreme low tides back in Miami lately. Almost got stuck kayaking yesterday. The water went out and we were stuck in the mud. So get a few more minutes of sunset here. Then we're gonna be off to find some dinner. It's amazing how this beach changes on a weekly basis, if not a daily basis. Great sunset. Gives the reassurance we've completed another day successfully. I believe we're about a full moon, which maybe we'll come back out here this evening and check that out. But it might be a bit too late because it's got to get over all the storms. Once again, we got very lucky with our weather here. One of the survivors of the storm, that palm tree. Yeah, shifted in a different direction, but never gave up. Always such great oranges and reds and stuff here on this island for a sunset. We'll walk along here and see if we see anything else on the shoreline. Lee, what's going on? Crazy in the personal life, but we're back on duty here. Glad to see you. catching a sunset on Sanibel Island in west coast of Florida. Got some of the shorebirds over here getting their dinner. Good job on the guitar. Always a great reward when you finally get that project taken care of. Just skimming along the beach there eating. So all hi, how are ya? Look forward to maybe seeing a finished product on that guitar. On your next video, cool. Look forward to checking that one out as well. So these guys are eating little clams. There's lots of shrimp. And here from the seaweed, they're eating the sand fleas. You guys are having a good time with their lives at night. Lee, see if you can send me an email later on. I want to try to get you something. Got one of the bigger, looks like an ibis up here maybe. Always a good view here on the beach. Yeah, I got you covered there. Got you covered the sticker for sure. He said send me an email and we'll connect. I tried to respond to one of your comments a while back. I know those get lost sometimes. What do you all think? Are you more of a sunset person in real life or a sunrise person? Got a hard time waking up for a sunrise. Oh, taco night, huh? Tacos sound good. Definitely Miss Redskin comes first. Out here in the evening catching their last bits of daylight, trying to find their shells in this low tide. This beach is funny too, depending on what time of year it is, depends on the shells. And this year, I don't know if it's just wrong kind of storms, but not too much on the extravagant shells today. Definitely better luck with that during the winter time. Thank everybody joining in here on our sunset on Sanibel Island. Weather's definitely working in our favor, not letting us down. Until this morning, it was supposed to be raining here all weekend. Then it decided to clear up for us. Great sound of the waves in the background. Sun setting on the other side. Catch the last couple minutes here of this sunset. Curious if anyone out there has ever had a West Coast Florida or a Sanibel sunset before in real life. I said going down the beach that way about 3 miles. Get you go around the bend and you start to get the sunset over the water. But we're very grateful for this one we're getting now. A bird flying behind me, he's skimming the edge of the water, picking up his little treats. See if he comes back around again. It's a great way to end the day here on the beach. Airplane's trying to get out of the storm. Out there, evening walks. Last few minutes sunlight for their shelling. So we got a good ocean breeze, so the air staying fresh. And no mosquitoes today with the wind. I don't think it's gonna get much better than that because of the building in our way. So we're gonna end with that view there of the sunset. Every wave washing up a new treasure somewhere on the island. Just last weekend they find all kinds of creatures in the seaweed. Fish and shrimp and crabs. Different kinds of snails and slugs. The kids on the island were having a good time. Start heading back to the base camp and figure out what we're doing for dinner. Lots of scattered seaweed, but like I said, all this is about 2 feet underwater at high tide. I think a lot of people are trying to take advantage of the low water, looking for their treasures. And most people I've seen in the evening in a long time. Lots of seaweed on the shoreline today, yes. All the sargassum seaweed. Nothing like they have in the Keys or Mexico right now. And the dark line is a high tide mark of seaweed. Lots and lots of sargassum seaweed out here. We're hoping to come and see what we catch in the water, but no tar. No, everything's very clean on the beach. We're trying to shake out the seaweed today in the water, but it's already too old to where there's not much life in it anymore. So just last week, every clump of seaweed had an amazing amount of life. Shrimp and crabs and fish. All kinds of stuff growing in there. Shorebirds also enjoying the exposed sand. And we got real lucky. We got great weather on our side because that's all storms over the mainland. And the waves made that sunset just a little better. It's one feature of a Key West sunset you'll never have, with the waves in the background. Not like this anyway. Alright everybody, appreciate y'all for joining in. Need to go take down the tent and the bags and go find some food. Until the next one, appreciate everybody. Thanks for the follows and the likes. And we will be in touch.